Welcome to the Mind Spark, bringing you the latest news from around the world. The world is watching, breath held in disbelief. Just 5 days ago, Air India Flight 171, a Boeing 787 Dreamliner, rose into the Ahmedabad sky, carrying 245 souls to London. Minutes later, it plunged earthward, a silver promise shattered in a fireball seen for miles. This was more than a tragedy, it was a warning. The Dreamliner, once the future of aviation, now stands at the center of a global reckoning. Was this a freak accident, or is there a fatal flaw in the code of every Dreamliner? The implications ripple from Seattle's boardrooms to runways worldwide. In London, families wait for loved ones who will never arrive. In India, entire communities mourn. Social media is ablaze with grief, anger, and suspicion. How could the world's most advanced jet simply fall from the sky? The debate over automation in aviation has reignited. What happens when computers are wrong and pilots are locked out, unable to intervene? The black box has been found, and its secrets point not to human error, but to a ghost in the machine. This is a scandal at the heart of aviation, a story of promises broken and warnings ignored. The world demands answers. It deserves the truth. The future of flight hangs in the balance. The Boeing 787 Dreamliner was hailed as a revolution, a leap in aviation technology. Built with lightweight composites, it promised fuel efficiency and quieter engines. Passengers enjoyed larger windows, higher humidity, and less jet lag. Airlines worldwide made it their flagship, connecting cities and opening new routes. But the Dreamliner's journey was troubled from the start. Early battery fires grounded the fleet in 2013, forcing Boeing to redesign critical systems. Software glitches and automation quirks surfaced, but were dismissed as teething problems. After the fixes, the Dreamliner flew millions safely, its reputation restored. The world moved on, until last week. Flight 171 changed everything. The dream became a nightmare. July 7, 2025. A clear morning in Ahmedabad. Air India 171, a 4-year-old Dreamliner, lifted off for London with 233 passengers and 12 crew. The climb was smooth until 3 minutes in, the nose pitched down violently. On the ground, witnesses watched in horror as the jet dove toward Earth. Inside, chaos, passengers thrown, screams drowned by the roar of engines. It felt like the floor disappeared, recalled survivor Priya Sharma. In the cockpit, the pilots fought desperately. "Mayday, we have a control issue, we can't pull up," came the final transmission. 72 seconds of struggle ended in a catastrophic crash just outside the city. The wreckage was total, yet miraculously, 18 survived, thrown clear as the rear fuselage broke off. For 227 others, there was no escape. This became India's deadliest air disaster, and the first fatal Dreamliner crash. A national tragedy became a global crisis. The world demanded to know what went wrong. The answer would shake aviation to its core. The truth was more chilling than anyone imagined. Investigators raced to recover the black boxes from the wreckage. The data was clear. The pilots did everything right, fighting to save the plane. But the aircraft ignored their commands. An automated flight control system overrode their inputs, forcing the nose down. The cockpit voice recorder captured confusion, then horror. "It's not responding. Pull back." The pilots were locked in a losing battle with their own aircraft. The culprit: a catastrophic failure in the Maneuvering Characteristics Augmentation System, MCAS, the same type of system implicated in the 737 MAX disasters. Boeing had promised this could never happen again. The black box proved otherwise. The pilots weren't at fault. They were the first victims. Automation, not human error, brought down Flight 171. The world's faith in technology was shaken to its core. The black box revelations triggered a global shockwave. China grounded its Dreamliners first. Europe, Japan, and dozens more followed. Within 48 hours, over 1,100 Dreamliners were grounded worldwide. Airlines faced chaos. Thousands of flights canceled, passengers stranded, billions lost. Boeing's stock crashed, production halted, and its future thrown into doubt. Public trust in aviation and Boeing collapsed. Social media erupted with outrage, #ground, the Dreamliner trended worldwide. Protests broke out, demanding accountability from Boeing and regulators. The Indian government launched a criminal investigation, criticizing Boeing and the FAA for catastrophic oversight failures. International trust in aviation safety was fractured. Countries no longer accepted FAA certifications at face value. The crisis exposed deep cracks in the global safety system. The Dreamliner's grounding was more than a precaution. It was a vote of no confidence. The world demanded change. The aviation industry faced its greatest test. Behind the headlines, the human cost is immeasurable. 227 lives ended in a field outside Ahmedabad. Students, families, newlyweds, each with dreams cut short. Survivors, battered and scarred, relive the terror daily. "I close my eyes and I'm back on the plane," whispered one survivor. The families of the pilots, once suspected, now know their loved ones were heroes, betrayed by the machine they trusted. "He would have done anything to save his passengers," said Mrs. Sharma. "He was a hero, not a mistake." Communities across India and London mourn together, united in grief and anger. Vigils are held, strangers offer support, but sorrow turns to outrage. Families demand answers and real change. Their loss must not be in vain. The tragedy has become a national wound, a call for reform. Survivors and families want justice, not just condolences. They demand a safer future for all who fly. The world must listen. The memory of Flight 171 demands it. Experts agree, this was not just a software bug, but a systemic failure. Boeing's reliance on opaque automation left even pilots in the dark. The goal: eliminate human error. The result: a new, deadlier risk, automation that can't be overruled. Boeing designed a system with the authority to override pilots, says Dr. Helen Robertson of MIT. The FAA, meant to be a watchdog, is accused of being too close to Boeing, regulatory capture at its worst. Pilot training has shifted to managing systems, not flying planes. When automation fails, pilots are left unprepared. Flight 171's data shows there was no clear way to regain manual control. The system, not the crew, was in command. The consequences were fatal. In Chicago, Boeing's CEO faced the world. His apology, tearful and raw, did little to restore trust. Critics called it too little, too late. A performance after years of denial. Where was this sorrow when engineers raised concerns? When regulations were weakened? The pressure on Boeing's leadership is immense. Calls for resignations, lawsuits, and congressional hearings mount. The company's culture, profits over safety, is now seen as the root cause. Boeing faces its ultimate reckoning. It must do more than patch software or offer apologies. A complete cultural overhaul is needed. Safety, transparency, and engineering excellence must return. The world demands action, not just emotion. Boeing's future depends on it. The company must listen to its engineers, empower its pilots, and respect its regulators. Only then can trust be rebuilt. The crash of Flight 171 is a crossroads for aviation. Have we made machines so complex we've lost control? Automation was meant to eliminate human error. But now, flawed machines hold ultimate authority. The path forward demands transparency. No more black box systems hidden from pilots and regulators. Pilots must understand and command their aircraft. Always. There must be a foolproof way to disconnect automation and fly manually. Training must focus on core flying skills, not just systems management. The memory of 227 lost lives demands change. The most important safety feature is a well-trained, empowered pilot. The sky will only be safe if humanity remains in control.